People who generally talk about studying in US, UK, Canada, and so on, they have a huge misinformation that they're spreading generally to people. And that is like, if you go to Germany, you cannot start your own business, things like that. And that is like, absolute nonsense. And I can tell you in this video from my experience, how it was for me to start a business in Germany and how my university actually helped me in starting the business in the starting. So in German universities, many of these universities are going to have something called a startup unit or a startup cell. In TU Hamburg, we used to have something called a startup doc. And this was a place where you can go and you can discuss about your business ideas and you can get consultation from them completely for free on how you can register your business and things like that. Now, in the starting, when I wrote to them, and I remember I wrote to them somewhere on, I think like early 2017, I think, August or something like that. When I wrote to them, the standard responses that I was getting was not nice, because again, I was writing my emails in English, and that is the one place where you generally have some kind of problems when you're trying to contact these niche startup cells and things like that in your university. The same problem you will not find when you're talking to your career center, because they're generally aware that many of the students who are coming there are also going to be international students. So when I contacted them in the starting, it was a bit difficult to get in touch and finding the right people, but I was very persistent, and after 1 or 2 emails, I was able to find the correct person I could set an appointment with. And after I went there and I discussed all of my ideas that I was having, that person from Startup Doc was actually very, very helpful. So they told me exactly how all of these things work, what are the rules and regulations, and what kind of paperwork can come up to you. So this was still something that I was not 100% able to understand, because my German was still not the best when I was registering my business back in October 2017. But I knew enough to kind of go ahead and read more articles about it. But that first consultation from the university, which was provided to me completely for free, that was very, very helpful for me to decide, okay, this is maybe not such a bad idea. And if I am not able to run the business or something, then I'm just going to close it. Now, what did I run the business for? So when you are doing anything on your own in Germany, you have to register a business. And I was at that time doing YouTube. So I was having my YouTube channel and I was offering personal appointments to the people. So at that time, it was important for me to register a business, because right now I know many students who are doing dropshipping and other things. They just let everything run over the name of their parents, which is bad. This is not just illegal in Germany, but there's also a high possibility that you can be deported back if you're found out with this, and you will always have the civil record. That means if you apply for a visa sometime again for Germany, it will not be possible for you to come back to Germany. So this is very important, something that you should keep in mind. If you want to do your business in Germany, make sure that you go to your university, to the startup cell whatsoever, and discuss with them this. This is very important, because otherwise things can go wrong, and just to save some cents or something, it is just going to get so much more troublesome. The reason I'm saying this is, if you have a business and the activity for running the business is taking place in Germany, you have to register your business in Germany. You cannot do it over your parents or some relatives or something like that, because like I said, the place of doing the business is Germany. So how do you exactly go about in starting your own business in Germany? Like, how can your university help you out with that? So the first thing you should do is take a look if there's some kind of startup doc in your university too. Get in touch with them, make an appointment. Once you go to the appointment, they're going to explain to you what kind of paperwork is required and what kind of paperwork you can expect in the future that is going to come to you once you register your business, what kind of other extra declarations you have to make, things like that. Many of these things I've already discussed in a previous video on my other channel, Brand Device, Business and Finance, so you can take a look at what kind of things you need to watch out for before you start your business in Germany. There I've explained more things. So they will tell you all of these things, and you will be able to get a first-hand idea. Again, most of the people who are working there, they're employees themselves, so they do not have first-hand experience like, for example, I have. And they will only tell you from the things that they know about things from. But when you actually end up running your business, there are going to be a lot more things which are going to come to you. And it is best to take guidance from somebody who has already went through all of that. Just like I tell you guys about the studying process, take guidance from somebody who has gone through the path where you want to go through. After making an appointment and sitting down and discussing with them, you will then have to look for a lawyer generally. If you're able to get in touch with a lawyer, that's generally the best, because you as a foreigner, it is not very easy for you to start your business in Germany. So if you're having some lawyer or something, they will help you understand the paperwork and everything, and just make things easier for you, and also make sure that you're having some kind of legal clause for you to start a business. Foreigners office and everything, they are a lot more positive about things when you have some kind of immigration lawyer or a tax lawyer on your side. So they're also helping you out with these things with a lot more ease. Otherwise they might create some problems. The next thing that you should do is get a tax consultant. Now, finding a tax consultant in Germany is very painful. It is going to take a lot of time for you to find the right tax consultant who is going to also help you out with, let's say, English and German and things like that. Some kind of papers come from the Finanzamt, and they can translate things for you and all of these things. You should keep in mind that you find somebody who can help you out with these things if your German is bad. If your German is good, then this is not going to be a big problem for you, and you can do these things on your own too. Nah? But find a tax consultant, a good one. In my case, I couldn't find a good tax consultant, and that was something that was also a big problem for me, when I was running the business. The thing that you have to do after that is getting permission from the university, because when you're coming on a student visa, you are not allowed to do a business in Germany. You have to get a permission from the university, and then you have to talk to the Ausländersbehörde. You have to tell them what your ideas is for running the business, and only after you receive the permission from the Ausländersbehörde, you can go ahead and register your business. That is very important, and this is why it is important that you first take permission from the university too. Doesn't matter if it's freelancing, doesn't matter if it's YouTube or something like that, you have to take the permission from the university. Otherwise it can cause further problems, because university studies is supposed to be a full-time work. And if you're registering anything on the side, you generally have to inform the person you're working full-time with. And in this case, you're not working with the university, but your full-time occupation still is a student. So you have to talk to them. And also getting a permission from the Ausländersbehörde becomes so much simpler if you have the permission from the university. So in the next step, you go to the foreigners office, you get the permission from them. And in the last step, you essentially just have to go to the Gewerbeamt, or it could be Handelskammer in your district, or it could be just the Rathaus. You have to go there and you have to do a Gewerbeanmeldung. So this is pretty simple. That process just takes 5 minutes or something, costs 20 euros. And after that, you have to go to the Finanzamt, you will get a tax number. And the things are rather simple for that, at least as long as you're a small business. That is, you're not making more than 22,000 euros in the first year, and you're not making more than 50,000 euros in the next year. Then you don't have to pay VAT, and there's some other relaxations with the amount of bookkeeping and paperwork and things like that. So that is generally easy in the starting. But afterwards, once the business starts running really well, then you have to think about how do you manage your taxes and things like that. And that's when you actually have to get better lawyers and talk about what kind of other options are available and so on. In those kind of scenarios, that's why I always say it always makes sense to get a mentor, to get somebody who has gone through all of these things and is willing to guide you on that. Because once you do that, then things are still a bit more simpler and you do not feel completely alone. Because one of the biggest things you will struggle with when you're thinking about starting your own business is the feeling of being alone, the feeling that the problems that you have, nobody else has, and you just have to deal with them on your own. It does make you grow up as a person. You are a lot more mature than any of the employee friends that you will have around you. And you will have a lot more responsibilities. So all of these things build your personality much better than anybody else around you. So something you should keep in mind before you're thinking about starting your business, because again, the paperwork is going to be more, the work that you're doing is going to be more, but there is a hope that in the end, you will be able to do something that you absolutely love. And after a few years of very hard work, you will be able to build a system so that these things are taken care of on behalf of you. So this is something that I wanted to share with you, because when I registered my business back in 2017 in Germany, it was still a very new experience for me. And I was actually very nervous. I was trying to find everybody I can whom I can ask for some kind of help. And at that time, I knew a person who was from Russia, and he took some English classes from me. And I was able to talk to him about the business things and some things like that. And that was always very helpful. Unfortunately, I did not find any other Indian or people from Southeast Asia who were also doing these things, because again, if you talk to somebody from your own country, generally you're able to understand things much better. But now you have me. If you have any kind of questions whatsoever, you can either write it down in the comments, or if you want to sit on a one-on-one appointment, you can also take a look at my calendar. Again, my calendar is generally very full, so you will not find appointments right away, but keep an eye out and there would be some time slots available, and then you can book it and you can sit down on a call with me. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.